Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this would be the Combat Series episode number 49 for you guys today. Of course, this episode is going to be coming out on all four of our platforms, our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into the first segment of the Combat Series this week. I'll be sharing my fight prediction for this weekend's fight taking place in the sport of boxing between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. So, the fight that we all been waiting for, it will finally get here after not once, but twice that this fight has been canceled in the past. We will finally get Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk for all the marbles. Everything is on the line in this undisputed heavyweight championship fight, because this will be the first time in the four-belt era that an undisputed heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing will be crowned. The last time we seen this happen in the sport of boxing, I believe it was 25 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong here. The last time in the three-belt era that there was an undisputed heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing. So it's been a very long time, 2 decades removed from this happening, and now this will be the first time in the four-belt era that somebody has a chance to be called an undisputed champion. And fun fact about this fight, there will actually be a total of 6 titles on the line in this fight, with Oleksandr Usyk defending his WBA, WBC, IBF, IBO world titles, with Tyson Fury defending his WBC title with the vacant Ring Magazine world title on the line. That's a total of 6 world titles that will be at stake in this winner-take-all undisputed championship fight. Now, the last time that we've seen a Ring Magazine world champion crowned in the sport of boxing was Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury had the belt along with the WBC world title. But he was forced to vacate the title due to the fact when Tyson Fury retired in 2022. He was still able to hold on to the WBC title, but he did have to relinquish the Ring Magazine world title. But nonetheless, 6 world titles on the line in this fight. These are my storylines heading into this monumental championship fight. So, which fighter will be able to bounce back from their poor performances in their last outings? Yes, I said it. Poor performances, because Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk might have picked up wins in their last 2 respective fights, in their last respective fights, I should say. But both didn't look up to par and up to my standards. Because if you guys look at that fight that happened in August between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois, that 5th round body shot, that should have been called a 5th round body shot between Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk, was actually called a low blow. Now, if you guys look back at that fight, that punch was on the belt line and should have been labelized as a knockdown, which should have really led to Oleksandr Usyk losing that fight by knockout, and Daniel Dubois should be the unified heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing today. Nonetheless, it was a low blow call by the referee. Oleksandr Usyk got 5 minutes to recover. He eventually put away Daniel Dubois by knockout in the 9th round to win that fight. Then, meanwhile, for Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou, who made his boxing debut, was known for being a destroyer in the MMA world, being a former undisputed heavyweight champion in the UFC, got dropped like a sack of potatoes and was sent to the canvas in that fight against Francis Ngannou and nearly lost that fight. I mean, a lot of people say that Francis Ngannou won that fight. Me personally, I think Tyson Fury just won based off of landing those pity jabs and boxing on his back foot. But nonetheless, these are the type of performances that made both of them look vulnerable ahead of this fight. So we're going to see which fighter wants to pick up the pace once again and not look vulnerable in this fight. We're going to see which one can bounce back from their poor performances. Now, the next storyline heading into this fight, which fighter wants it more? Because the winner of this fight will be memorized as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, being an undisputed champion, the first ever undisputed champion in the four-belt era in the heavyweight division. The winner of this fight is going to go down as a legend. And I really feel like it's going to cement one of these fighters' legacies to be stamped as a Hall of Famer. I think both of them are going to make the Hall of Fame. But both of these fighters are going to go down. One of these fighters is going to go down as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, whoever walks out of Saturday with all the titles in the heavyweight division. And my last storyline, can Oleksandr Usyk become a can he become a 2-time undisputed heavyweight, can he become an undisputed champion in the sport of boxing, a 2-time undisputed champion? because there's only two men in boxing history that have done that in the world of boxing, to become a two-time undisputed champion, two different weight classes. Those being the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and Terrence Bud Crawford and Naoya Inoue, the only two to do that. So if Oleksandr Usyk, him being a former undisputed champion at the cruiserweight division, if he could go out there and become a undisputed champion in two different weight classes, him being a natural cruiserweight, and doing that in the heavyweight division, I think that has to put Oleksandr Usyk as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. So we're gonna be able to see if Oleksandr Usyk could do that on Saturday. This is my tale of the tape heading into the fight. You have Tyson Fury, who is 34-0, 34 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw to his resume. He has 24 victories coming away of knockout. He's currently the reigning defending WBC world champion. Currently stands at 6'9" and has a reach advantage of 89 inches. Then you look at Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk has 21-0, 21 victories, 0 losses. He has 14 wins coming away of knockout. He's currently the reigning defending WBA, WBO, IBF, and IBO world champions. He currently stands at 6'3" and has a reach advantage of 78 inches. So these are my game plans for each respective fighter to follow heading into the Saturday night. So starting off with Oleksandr Usyk. If Oleksandr Usyk wants to win the fight, these are the following game plans that I have for him. I think he's going to have to use his footwork to move around the ring consistently in this fight, fighting a bigger fighter in Tyson Fury. Oleksandr Usyk has tremendous footwork, and his footwork is used a lot in fights because he can move around in different angles in the boxing ring. And this could lead to frustrating Tyson Fury, fighting at different angles, using his footwork to escape what Tyson Fury could dish out to him. And I think that could lead to Tyson Fury making some mistakes in this fight, during some critical moments in this fight for Oleksandr Usyk to capitalize on. I think that'd be a critical thing for Oleksandr Usyk to use as his incredible footwork in this fight. Now next, I think Oleksandr Usyk has to use his jab. Now Oleksandr Usyk is pound for pound one of the best in the sport of boxing, like Tyson Fury is. But Oleksandr Usyk has a lot to offer. And I think the best thing in his one of the best things in his repertoire, in his toolbox, is that jab. And it's one of the best things in his toolbox because he throws jabs 58.1% of the time during his fights. That is a huge copy box stat, that he throws jabs 58.1% of the time in fights, and it leads to him getting decision wins. It led to him having success against Anthony Joshua twice in his 2 victories against Anthony Joshua, landing jabs. I think he's going to have the similar success using the jab to defeat Tyson Fury. Now, last but not least, Oleksandr Usyk is going to have to land some combinations and close the distance against Tyson Fury. And that is not an easy task, closing the distance against the Gypsy King and Tyson Fury. But I think we all know Oleksandr Usyk's going to have, if he's going to win this fight, he's going to have to win by decision. I just don't see him knocking out Tyson Fury. If Deontay Wilder couldn't do it, I personally just don't see Oleksandr Usyk knocking out Tyson Fury. So he's going to have to win this fight based off of points. And it's best for him to land as many punches as possible, obviously, if it goes to the judges' scorecards, which I think if it goes to the judges' scorecards, it could favor Oleksandr Usyk winning this fight because he is a guy that plays chess, not checkers, in that boxing ring. So it's going to be critical for Oleksandr Usyk to land as many combinations as possible and possibly send Tyson Fury to the canvas. We've seen Tyson Fury drop to the canvas several times in his boxing career. So Tyson Fury getting dropped in this fight is not out of the question. But I think combinations landing on Tyson Fury during this fight, frustrating him, is going to land to Oleksandr Usyk having success in this fight. Now, let's go on to Tyson Fury. These are the following game plans for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury should fight on the inside. He could use his jab to set up the right-handed destruction for a knockout victory. What do we see Tyson Fury do all the time when he's in boxing fights? He likes to fight on the inside. He uses the jab. He lands the jab with the left hand. You set up for the right-handed destruction with the right hand. That could lead to a knockout victory, fighting a smaller guy, a smaller heavyweight, Oleksandr Usyk, that really has never. I mean, he's fought Anthony Joshua, yes, but Anthony Joshua does have power. But I think Tyson Fury has more power than Anthony Joshua. And this is something that Oleksandr Usyk has not seen yet. The power displayed of Tyson Fury. So I think if he can land the jab, that combination of a jab and the right hand, it could lead to a knockout victory. I think he should do that a lot in this fight. Tyson Fury also has to use his size advantage. Clinch, he has to use his size advantage and clinch and put as much weight on Oleksandr Usyk as much as possible to slow him down in this fight. Why? And I keep saying this because it's happened several times, but Deontay Wilder is the man that we've seen. Once Tyson Fury puts your weight on you, it slows you down during the fight and it makes you fatigued, because he did that to Deontay Wilder twice in the last two fights of the trilogy. Put his weight down on him, slowed him down, clinching him. And Deontay Wilder eventually ran out of gas for Tyson Fury to put him away twice with impressive knockout victory. So I think he should do that against Oleksandr Usyk, somebody that's going to be way faster than him. At times, when he needs a breather, put him in the clinch, put your weight on him, slow him down, and get Oleksandr Usyk a little tired. I think that's going to be a key pivotal thing for Tyson Fury to do if he wants to be successful. Now, last but not least, target the body. Oleksandr Usyk does not like body shots. And I think this is going to be the key ingredient for him to defeat Oleksandr Usyk. If you look at Oleksandr Usyk, he got dropped in his amateur days by a body shot. You look at his two fights with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua was targeting the body heavily in the two fights that he had. Did not respond well to the body shots. And then, like I just said a few moments ago, when Daniel Dubois, in my opinion, landed that body shot on the belt line to drop Oleksandr Usyk during that fight in the 5th round, the last time we saw Oleksandr Usyk, and he got a 5-minute breather, he does not respond well to body shots. And if he gets clipped by a body shot by Tyson Fury, ooh, right on the liver, ooh, I can only imagine Oleksandr Usyk might not get up. But I think that's going to be a pivotal thing for Tyson Fury to do, target the body during this fight. But with that being said, this is going to be a very close fight. But I'm going to go with Tyson Fury to win this fight by knockout to become the first ever undisputed heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing in the 4-belt era. And I do believe this is going to be a very close fight. This will go either way here, and I wouldn't be surprised if Oleksandr Usyk wins this fight. But I just believe that Tyson Fury will be able to adapt and adjust to what Oleksandr Usyk is going to throw at him throughout the 12 rounds during this duration of the fight, or how long the fight goes on. Tyson Fury is just going to be too big for Oleksandr Usyk, who is a smaller heavyweight, who is a natural-born cruiserweight in the sport of boxing. Yes, Oleksandr Usyk did defeat Anthony Joshua twice, but he's never fought someone as big, as gigantic as Tyson Fury is. The man is nearly 300 pounds. And he's going to be huge on fight night when he fights Oleksandr Usyk. And he's never been in the ring with somebody like that. But I just believe that Tyson Fury is going to land a body shot to knock out Oleksandr Usyk. And like I just touched up on, Oleksandr Usyk does not respond well to body shots. He's been dropped by a body shot in the amateur days. Anthony Joshua touched up on the body. He didn't respond to it well. Daniel Dubois touched up on the body. He didn't respond well in his last outings. So Tyson Fury, I can see him winning this fight by knockout with a body shot to become the new undisputed heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing. But that is my fight prediction for this weekend's fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk.